Hello everyone. Today I'm going to present you a tutorial on topic mediastinum. In this video, we would cover boundaries, contents of mediastinum, divisions, superior mediastinum and anterior mediastinum. So before starting with the boundaries and contents of mediastinum, you should know what is mediastinum. Mediastinum means medial septum. Median septum. So basically, mediastinum is a central partition. It acts like a central partition which is present between the two laterally placed pleural cavities. So let's understand this with the help of this diagram. This is your right laterally placed pleural cavity and this is your left laterally placed pleural cavity. This is your sagittal section and we are looking at its superior view. So this is your sternum, this is your vertebra. The anterior boundary of your mediastinum is formed by the sternum. The posterior boundary of the mediastinum is formed by the vertebral column, which consists of vertebra along with your intervertebral disc, right? And in the middle we have the mediastinum, right? This is your mediastinum, a central partition present between the two laterally placed pleural cavities, right? So mediastinum is basically a partition, right? And it has boundaries, that is anteriorly we have sternum, posteriorly we have vertebra along with your intervertebral disc, and superiorly we have superior thoracic aperture. Video on superior thoracic aperture has already been uploaded, so you can go on my channel and watch it. Basically, superior thoracic aperture is an opening, upper opening of your thoracic cavity, or simply we can say it is your thoracic inlet. Inferiorly, we have diaphragm, your respiratory muscle, dome-shaped muscle, right? Which contracts and relaxes during the respiration. And on each side, we have mediastinal pleura, right? There are two layers of pleura, parietal and visceral. This has already been discussed in the video on pleura. So we have two layers of pleura, parietal and visceral, right? Parietal pleura has further four subdivisions. It has four subdivisions, which is your cervical pleura, your costal pleura, your mediastinal pleura, and your diaphragmatic pleura, right? So mediastinal pleura is a subdivision of parietal pleura. So on each side of your mediastinum we have mediastinal pleura. Okay, so coming to the divisions of mediastinum. Mediastinum is divided into two types, superior mediastinum and inferior mediastinum. So this is your superior mediastinum and this entire encloses your inferior mediastinum. Inferior mediastinum is divided into further three types, anterior mediastinum, middle mediastinum and posterior mediastinum. Anterior mediastinum is present in front of your pericardium, right? It is present anteriorly to your pericardium. This is your pericardium, that is your heart, right? This is your pericardium. An anterior mediastinum is present anteriorly to the pericardium. Middle mediastinum encloses your pericardium, right? It is enclosing, that is, it consists of your pericardium. And posterior mediastinum is present posterior to your pericardium. So this is your superior mediastinum, present superior to your pericardium. and this is in this entire is your inferior mediastinum, which is further divided into three types. That is your anterior mediastinum, present anterior to pericardium, middle mediastinum, which consists of pericardium, and posterior mediastinum, which is present posterior to the pericardium. The posterior boundary of your mediastinum is found by the vertebra. You can see the thoracic vertebra and their intervertebral disc. And inferiorly we have diaphragm. Okay, so let's discuss the boundaries of your superior mediastinum. So anteriorly the boundary is formed by manubrium sterni, right? So this is your sternum. Let's say this is a rough figure. So don't expect so very much. This is a rough figure of your sternum, right? So this is your manubrium. This is something like this, right? So this is your manubrium sterni. This is your body and this is your xiphoid process. So the anterior boundary of your superior mediastinum is formed by this. That is your manubrium sterni, right? And coming to the inferior boundary, it is formed by T1 to T4. That is your uh, thoracic vertebra T1 to T4 and their enclosing intervertebral disc, right? Coming to the superior boundary of your superior mediastinum is formed by the plane of superior thoracic inlet. So what is plane of superior thoracic inlet? Plane of your superior thoracic inlet is basically, it's a plane that is connecting your connecting your sternum to the upper boundary of your thoracic vertebra, first thoracic vertebra. So this is your plane of superior thoracic inlet, right? And about the inferior boundary. Inferior boundary of the superior mediastinum is formed by sternal plane. What is sternal plane? It is basically an imaginary line that is passing from your sternal angle in front to the lower border of your thoracic vertebra. So let's revise. The anterior boundary of your superior mediastinum is formed by manubrium sterni. The superior boundary is formed by plane of superior thoracic inlet. The posterior boundary is formed by thoracic 1 to thoracic 4 T4 vertebra enclosing their intervertebral disc, and inferior boundaries formed by sternal plane, right? Okay, so let's discuss the contents of the superior mediastinum. We have already discussed its boundaries. So superior mediastinum is basically the area that is present superiorly to your pericardium, right? So let's discuss this diagram first and then we'll discuss this diagram. So this is the cut section of your thorax of your superior mediastinum, and we are looking at it from a superior view. So let's identify the bones first. This is your vertebra, right? This is your vertebra, and anteriorly you have manubrium sterni, right? Manubrium sterni is forming its anterior boundary, and vertebra along with intervertebral disc is forming its posterior boundary, right? This is your esophagus. Anterior to your vertebra, esophagus is present, right? Then we have trachea, right? Anterior to esophagus, we have trachea, right? Then we have thymus. These are the basic structures. These are the main structures that I'm identifying first. Okay, this is your thymus. Coming to the great blood vessels. So your arc of aorta gives three branches, right? Arc of aorta is arising from a pericardium and it gives three branches, right? So first it would give brachiocephalic artery. This is your brachiocephalic artery. It will give left common carotid artery. This is your left common carotid artery. And the third branch is left subclavian artery. Right? Is this clear to you? Then we have superior vena cava, the great blood vessel that is arising from your pericardium. Superior vena cava gives two branches, that is right brachiocephalic vein and left brachiocephalic vein. Right? And apart from these vessels, we have some nerves like your right vagus nerve. So, what is your vagus? Vagus is your 10th cranial nerve. It is the most longest and complex nerve, and it basically regulates your internal organ functioning like your digestion, absorption, and all. So these functions, these internal organ functioning is regulated by your 10th cranial nerve, that is your vagus nerve. Then we have phrenic nerve. Phrenic nerve supplies your pleura and your diaphragm, right? And then we have thoracic duct. This is your thoracic duct. There's separate video on thoracic duct, so I'm not going to discuss it here. Then we have muscles. We have longus colli muscle, and we have sternohyoid and sternothyroid. This is sternothyroid, right? And this is sternohyoid attached to your manubrium sterni. And there's one more nerve, that is your recurrent laryngeal nerve. So your recurrent means to return, right? Your recurrent laryngeal nerve is a branch of your vagus nerve. So in this diagram you can see this is your vagus nerve, right? This is your vagus nerve. And there is a branch, that is your recurrent laryngeal nerve. We are calling it recurrent because it is returning back, right? It is not going down and supplying the contents, but it is returning back. So we call it as recurrent. So this is your pericardium. Pericardium is the content of your middle mediastinum, and we are discussing the superior mediastinum. So we are going to discuss the branches of your pericardium. So we have superior vena cava, we have arc of aorta, and then we have brachiocephalic artery, your subclavian, your common carotid, and then we have your esophagus, your trachea. So with in this diagram you can clearly see that esophagus is present posteriorly, and anterior to it we have trachea, and then we have arteries, and then we have your veins, right? So the superior vena cava is present most anteriorly. Okay. So there's a mnemonic from which you can remember the contents, that is your PVT, private battle, BAT T L E. So we have private left battle, right? PVT is your private and left. So this is a mnemonic from which you can learn the contents of your superior mediastinum. And for understanding, you have to imagine these contents in your own body. That would be more easy for you to remembering the contents, right? So P is your phrenic nerve, V is your vagus, from T you have thoracic duct, left is your left recurrent laryngeal nerve, right? From B you have brachiocephalic, A is your aorta, arc of aorta. From T you have thymus, Another T, trachea. L. L is your longest colli muscle, and E is your esophagus. So there's one more, that is your left sympathetic chain. So you can remember left sympathetic chain by this left, that stands for left recurrent laryngeal nerve as well as left sympathetic chain, right? So although we have two sympathetic chain, it is present bilaterally, left right sympathetic chain and left sympathetic chain. So the major contents have been included in the mnemonic. So I think this is a good mnemonic for you to remember the contents. So what is sympathetic chain? Sympathetic chain is basically a ganglionated structure that runs from your skull, base of your skull to your coccyx, right? It runs from your base of the skull to your coccyx, and it is present on both sides of the body. It runs bilaterally, and it's basically a part of your ANS, that is your autonomic nervous system, and it allows the nerve fibers from your body to travel to the spinal nerves from where they have originated, right? So there's separate video on sympathetic chain in which we will discuss it in detail. So this was all about the contents of the superior mediastinum. We will discuss middle mediastinum, posterior mediastinum and its related clinical anatomy in part 2 of this topic. And guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you have any queries, let me know in the comment section below. So in this slide, we are going to discuss anterior mediastinum, right? So this is your pericardium, right? Anterior to it, we have anterior mediastinum, and this is your posterior mediastinum. So anterior mediastinum is a subdivision of your inferior mediastinum. We had already discussed superior mediastinum, right? So the superior boundary of your anterior mediastinum is formed by the sternal plane, a plane an imaginary plane that is connecting the sternal angle to the lower border of your thoracic T4 vertebra. Superiorly, the boundary is formed by the body of sternum and xiphoid process. This is your xiphoid process, right? So the anterior boundary is formed by sternum, body of sternum and xiphoid process. Inferiorly, we have diaphragm, and posteriorly, it is formed by pericardium, right? Let's look at the contents of the anterior mediastinum. Firstly, loose areolar tissue. Okay. Then we have superior and inferior sternopericardial ligament. So what is sternopericardial ligament? It is basically a ligament that stretches between the sternum and the pericardium, connecting sternum to pericardium. 3 to 4 lymph nodes. Okay. Then we have mediastinal branches of internal thoracic artery. So internal thoracic artery, that is your mammary gland artery. It supplies your mammary gland and anterior chest wall, right? It supplies your mammary gland and anterior chest wall. And then we have lower portion of thymus. So in children, the thymus is also present in anterior mediastinum in children. Otherwise, in adults, it is present in the superior mediastinum, right? So with this, we end this video, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you have any queries, let me know in the comment section.